Welcome to Offgrid Victory. So it is that season again. I'm here in the woods, as some of these ads might say. At any rate, what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about this. It's the deer season is upon us, and it's well underway. I know some areas have bow and rifle season hasn't quite started, but it will very soon. So yeah, you're getting this stuff, right? Deer corn to feed your deer to lure them in to your property. But one of the things I want to say is I know there are some commercial deer corn that have flavors like apple and things like that, and as more of a prepper minded person, I just like getting the plain Jane stuff like this. It does say it's a feeder quality, extra clean, but ultimately, if in a survival situation you could eat this corn, I mean, you would have to first use the nixtamalization process to be able to absorb the niacin into your system, that vitamin, so you don't get things like pellagra, right? So yeah, wood ash is basically what I would use in water. But anyway, the whole idea is, yes, you want to make it into a maize that you can consume if you had to in an emergency, and definitely you can't just eat it, but anyway, the deer can. So yeah, get the deer corn for that. But I want to talk to you also about what else you can do, right? So I have this feeder here, and you can look at my videos. This is how I feed the deer out of here, and in this stack. The stack will go ahead, and as they eat this, it'll draw out the corn that I stack in there, and it'll feed them. But the nature of this video isn't that, but this. So what is this? Well, it's kind of like deer crack. It's a persimmon. And so the American persimmon grows indigenously around here, but I'm one of the few properties around here that has a prolific amount of it. And so what I like to do is gather them from the trees that are out there, and this will feed them all winter long. And there are some persimmons still hanging on the trees, but at this point the leaves have fallen and most of the persimmons are exposed. But what I like to do is gather it like this and make a nice little pile so that the deer can come and feast on it. And of course, you know, my feeder as well is up there with the corn. But something you can keep this in mind. This is something that you always have every year. It's definitely one of those things that is perpetual around here. So even if you don't have access to that stuff, to the deer corn, you know, the commercial stuff, you definitely have persimmon. And of course, you know, for prepping purposes, we eat them as well and jam with it and all sorts of good stuff. But yeah, keep in mind, don't let this native persimmon go, because that's what will be feeding the deer. And yes, and use it also in conjunction with the feeder and the corn that you have to bait the deer in. Alrighty, shalom.